Good morning, everyone. This is Austin. This is the Gratitude Manifesto. It is November. Got to check here. November the 9th. And this is day number 8 of our daily Gratitude Manifesto. Our daily challenge. You're more than willing to step in for the month of November. As you know, this is the month of Thanksgiving in the United States. But really, there's no wrong time for gratitude. However, during these crazy times, we want to cultivate gratitude. What are you grateful for this morning? What is it that you can be grateful for? And I have a special guest for you today who's fresh off an incredible feat that I won't get it. I'm teasing too much already, but you're going to find out what this gentleman just accomplished. So I definitely want to highlight that today because it's pretty amazing. What are you grateful for this morning? Have you paused? Did you give yourself time to reflect today? Maybe you need to look up. What are you grateful for this morning? All right, let's kick off the show. We have a short form video here. And what we do is every morning we revisit the definition of gratitude. Why do we do it every morning? You're like, well, I saw it yesterday. Because it's about repetition. It's that repetition that really anchors it in and helps us to cultivate, if you will. So let me share that. I'm going to share that with you right now. Talked about this yesterday, that readiness. I love that word readiness. It's being present in the moment and noticing what's around, and then that readiness to open up to appreciate and be open to what that does in our bodies, the biochemistry. We share that story every morning about when someone witnesses an act of kindness, they get the benefit of the biochemistry that goes along with it. Isn't that just beautiful? And that I want that for you today. Let me say good morning to everyone here. Good morning, Jenna. I'm grateful. I'm next in line on my call to the city. Yesterday, I was caller 30 with an almost hour wait. Wow. Sometimes it's tough to get through to organizations, right? We can get frustrated, but turn your frustration into appreciation. How about that? Good morning, Carrie. I'm glad you're here. And we got Anilda with us this morning. Good morning, Anilda. What are you grateful for this morning? I have a special guest for you coming up. But before I do that, I want to share with you what we're doing here. Every day, we're collecting these expressions of gratitude from these special people that I've invited on. We're going to collect them. We're putting them into a manifesto that you can access in our private community. So I'm going to ask Mandy to share the link. This is how you can get into our private community. There's a link there where you get the 9 questions to identify and remove limiting beliefs, which is a free gift. It's a PDF. You get that. You'll get an email invitation. Check all your folders. And there's a link there to get into our private community. And you're going to be able to access all these people. You'll see every person that I had on the show. You're going to see what their expression of gratitude is. And you're going to see every quote that we shared. And it's going to be collected for you so that you can not only just tune in today, but you can continue this practice of gratitude by referencing this manifesto. All right, here we go. The next thing I'm going to do is share our quote for the day. I love this one and absolutely love this individual. Here we go. And I had the blessed opportunity to meet the late Zig Ziglar. What an incredible, I got chills thinking about the time that I met him and got his book, scribbled out a Bible verse on there. But I love the fact that he talks about the gratitude brings in more. So we'll pause that for now. Let me get into our guest. So as you know, I'm going to bring the guest on right away. Is the guest ready? Let's see if the guest is ready. Is our special guest ready today? All right, here we go. Mr. Jim Hetherington, Welcome to the Gratitude Manifesto, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. This is an amazing idea. Absolutely amazing idea.
I'm so glad to have you. For those of you that don't know, Jim and I, we just hosted a show on relationships a couple weeks ago, which went over really well. It was some really deep conversation. Jim is a relationship expert, going to be celebrating his 40th wedding anniversary next May. So let's give Jim a round of applause there. That's something to be grateful for. So Jim has obviously knows how to cultivate these relationships. So Jim, what did you think about that quote that I just shared?
Yeah, I love that quote. And I love Zig Ziglar. I mean, he was just absolutely amazing. I mean, he was just a man before his time, wasn't he? In terms of his thoughts, he was just one of the pioneers of thought leadership. He was just absolutely brilliant. And I love that because it's absolutely true. So many times we get into a conservation mentality, right? We think, oh no, I got to hold on to things. I can't let things go. But it's absolutely what Zig said is as we release it, we make room for even more to come up. Just the same as we focus on the negative stuff, we all know if we focus on the negative, what happens? More negative stuff seems to come into our lives. And so it goes to follow that if we focus on just being grateful for every little thing, any little thing, even being, the next person in line on a call to get in rather than waiting an hour, just being grateful for that, it just opens up opportunity. It opens up even more room for even more things to come into our heart and our lives.
That's a beautiful reflection. And Jim, I just want to highlight you because you entered into an elite class.
Mm.
You've joined the crazy people like myself. You just want to share everybody what you just did 2 days ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I ran a marathon, not only a marathon, I ran an ultra marathon. So I ran 50K on Sunday, and yeah, I just started running. I mean, I've always been athletic, and but I was always a sprinter. I was always that kind of a thing. But I always wanted to do a marathon. So I turned 60 a year and a half ago, and I thought, what can I do? So I ran my first marathon that year, and then this year I thought, okay, well, I did a marathon. I got to do an ultra marathon. So we did the ultra marathon on Sunday, which is just absolutely amazing. And so I'm really grateful for my body. I mean,
Yes.
it's just amazing how you learn, as you're tuning your body and taking care of it. It's just such a delicate machine, and it needs full attention, and just the same as our body needs it, our minds need it, our hearts need it, our spirits need it. We just there's just so much attention that needs to go into it. And I remember a friend saying to me, who had run 5 marathons himself, said, it's all mental when you're running these marathons. And I said, no, 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 no. 40 kilometers, that's not mental. That's physical. And he says, no, it's all in your mind. And it's so true. And it's the same with gratitude. The problems we face most often can be overcome if we just find the positive in it and just take ourselves to that next level. Don't get sucked down into the lower part of negativity and drama and all that stuff. Find ways to rise above and be grateful. So I'm super grateful for
So I just want to hit this. So Jim, you just turned 60 and you just ran 50 kilometers, which is about 31 miles, plus or minus. And you
yeah,
just did that 2 days ago on Sunday.
that's
So
right.
I applaud you. You look great. And it just,
Thanks.
we're drinking the same Kool-Aid. People think you're crazy, but, and I know the emotions that can come up during these things. And it's a very emotional experience running that type of distance. It pulls. It just does so much with the mental, emotional, and for me, it's spiritual in nature as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah. No, it absolutely is. There's such a great connection. I mean, speak of nature, I mean, we just had an amazing time because where we ran was along an old rail trail that went along the river that goes through between
wow,
our cities. And so it was just spectacular. The leaves are off the trees. And so we could see the
uh,
water, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And so combining that, but I was thinking that during the training for the marathon was actually harder than the marathon because as I was training for the marathon, there were just different hurdles that would come up, different stages. So at 5K, at 10K, at 15K, at 20K, as I'm training, my mind is going, we got to stop. You've got a bad knee, Jim. You got to stop. You can't go any further. You remember that bad toe you got? You can't, and all these things, and you start pushing through. And it wasn't until I ran the marathon that the mind just completely changed. And I said, no, there's no more negativity. It's 41K or nothing. Like that was just it when I did my first marathon. And sometimes we can
Wow.
keep that mentality in life. We can stay in training, but never engage completely in life. And so that's what I want to encourage people with today is it's
Yes.
great to read. It's great to study. It's great to work on yourself. We need to work on ourselves first, but don't get so focused on training that you forget to run the race. And that's what we need to be grateful for every day. You get up in the morning. I mean, I get up in the morning and I'm exhausted. I go on 6 hours sleep. And so there's mornings I get up, I'm exhausted. But you know, the first words to my mind, this is going to be a great day. This is just going to be a great day. And that gets me out of bed. And that takes that first step. And you know, the way to succeed is take the next step, take the next step, take the next step. And that's what we need to do. And so just be grateful that you can take a next step. Be grateful that you can discover the next step. Be grateful that the next step is revealed. Be grateful for all those little things. And as Zig said, as you're grateful for those little things, bigger things are going to come. They just will come
Yep.
automatically.
Let's grab that quote again real quick. Jim, I knew you were going to have an incredible share coming off of this incredible weekend. And I just want to share personally that Jim and I are in an accountability group together with James. We every week we meet to hold ourselves accountable, to have some challenging conversations sometimes. And that's why we're building the ACT community, which is, some of you know about the ACT community. If you don't, just get into our private community. Mandy can share that link. I think we have it here. Mandy, you can share that link if you would, and you can get the 9 questions to identify or remove limiting beliefs, get into our private community so you can get these beautiful expressions of gratitude that we're sharing here on this show, all the quotes. And we're also going to build a playlist. I'm going to have a playlist of every single person, and we're going to put that in there into a playlist that you're going to be able to access and watch over and over again, or when you most need it. So, Jim, I am so honored to have you on here today. You just shared gold in a in a very short period of time, and I just want to ask you, like, what are you most grateful for this morning, today, this week? What are you most grateful for?
Well, coming up this week is it's my wife's birthday, and I won't tell you how old she is, but our
Good
40th
decision.
our 40th wedding anniversary is coming up, and she was just barely out of her teens when we got married. So she has a very special birthday coming up this week, November 11th. And I've just been celebrating her for the last couple of weeks. I just said, you know, honey, I just love you so much. I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks just giving you little gifts. And so I'm really grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for that relationship. And trust me, in the early stages, that wasn't the case. You know, my wife and I were, you know, butting heads, but we found things to be grateful for. We remembered why we said we wanted to get together, why we wanted to build a relationship. And so that, as Zig said, began to cultivate and give us even more to be grateful for. So I am really grateful for my wife, and I'm really thankful for her, and I honor her every day in that relationship. She's my number one supporter, and she's you know, we're just there for each other. And as we continue to grow, you know, close to 40 years of marriage, our relationship deepens more and more. So I'm grateful for her.
When did you say her birthday was?
November 11th.
So that's my dad's birthday.
No kidding.
And as Emilio is a veteran, a Marine,
That's
who,
right.
and so that's the Veterans Day here in the U.S. It's your wife's birthday, and it's my dad's birthday.
Isn't that something? I had no idea. I mean, we've known each other for quite a while, and I
Yeah,
didn't know that about your dad. But yeah, so my wife always jokes that, you know, because we celebrate Remembrance Day here in Canada as well on November 11th. And she said, you know, she was born at 11/11 on November 11th. There was a moment of silence, and then she came into the world. And so,
that's great. That's great. Absolutely fantastic. So what I want to do, Jim, we have a lot of people on. I just want to share some of the things that they're grateful for, because I really, when people are sharing, I just want to augment that. Are you okay with that?
oh, absolutely. Let's hear it.
Okay. So let's see, Anilda, I'm deeply, deeply, extremely grateful for the help I've been receiving from friends and family packing my household content and belonging after selling what has been my home for 30 plus years. Can you
Wow.
imagine that journey? Wow,
Wow.
Anilda, gosh, and I've helped many friends move, so I know what that feels like. And I've moved and had people, you've asked people for help. And after being in your home 30 years, wow, that's
That's
incredible
amazing.
to be grateful for that. To say today is a really good, really, really good day, Mandy. Mandy and I were on last night announcing our activities for the week. We do a weekly announcement. Uh, this is going to be a great day. Maybe you wake up and say that to yourself. But what if I don't feel it? Say it anyway. Say it
Right.
anyway. Let's see any other things people. Oh, Mandy wants to see pics from. She heard that there were snakes on the run. Is that true?
Oh, it is true. Yeah, it was crazy because normally everything is hibernating at this time of year up in where I live. But yeah, there were snakes on the trail as we were running.
Snakes. They
And
come
yeah,
out because it
just
got warm.
they were just smaller ones, but they're out on the trail just to get warm. And what else did I see? I saw a cricket of all stupid things. I saw this cricket come out. I mean, stuff that we normally don't see this time of year. We're
Yeah.
we're, we're out. It was amazing. So
Yeah.
I will definitely get some pics and post those.
Yeah. Get some pics, and then obviously you did it with Dr. Stacy.
That's right.
Amazing human there, doing some great work,
Yes,
helping
yes.
people get well, eat the right foods, do the right things. I'm grateful yesterday for a call rep in Montreal who helped me with my phone bill. She was so grateful to me for being kind to her.
Wow.
That's great. How many times we get on the phone that we're frustrated? And I don't want to have a call to action for you today. When you hit that moment of frustration, and I know a lot of times it's around something technology driven, because that technology thing may have, we get it instantly, but then we get frustrated because we're not getting it instantly. But can you flip that into appreciation somehow? Can you
Hmm.
flip that into appreciation? So I'm going to just say, Jim, thank you so much for being on the Gratitude Manifesto. We are going to grab your beautiful expression of gratitude and we're going to put it into our Gratitude Manifesto. And if you want to get that Gratitude Manifesto, if you want to get that playlist, click on that link that Mandy put in the chat, the 9 questions to identify or remove limiting beliefs. You'll get an email, check all of your folders because it could go to your junk, clutter, whatever. And there's a link. You click on the link, you request to go into our private community. And at the end of November, we're going to have this manifesto for you to access. So I'm so grateful that you're here this morning. I say God bless. I wish you a fantastic, fantastic Tuesday. Bye, everyone.